What's up, everybody? It's your boy Oma Plata Papa with another episode of my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be covering former UFC fighter Jason Knight, and if by the end of this video you're not a fan of his, go watch some tennis or something. Jason Knight fought in the UFC from 2015 to 2018. He was born in 1992 in D'Iberville, Mississippi. He grew up in poverty, getting in street fights, getting kicked out of school, looked like he was headed down the wrong path. Luckily for him, at age 14, he found an MMA gym not too far from his house. He became obsessed with it, and while he was still getting in trouble, it was starting to give him some structure in his life, and he eventually turned pro at age 17. By the time the UFC signed him, his pro record was 16-1, and he came out with a bang. He went on a 4-fight win streak with wins against big names like Dan Hooker, Alex Caceres, and Chaz Skelly. Not only was he winning, but he was doing so in exciting fashion. All his fights were wars. If he was in a bad position, he would still throw up submissions like this omoplata right here, goes for a kimura right here, always in attack mode. People actually compared him to Nick and Nate Diaz, and even gave him the nickname Hick Diaz. He had that mean mug that the Diaz brothers had, and even though he was extremely good at jiu-jitsu, he was always willing to stand and bang rather than go to his strength on the ground. Alright, it's 2017, Jason Knight is on a 4-fight win streak, he's looking like he's the man. But fast forward to the end of 2018, and all of a sudden the UFC cuts him. So what happened in that short time frame? Well, according to Hick Diaz himself, when his popularity erupted, all this new money started coming in. And if you remember from the beginning of the video, he grew up in poverty. When this money started coming in, he started making dumb decisions. Now, I don't know exactly what he bought, but he's admitted in interviews that he overextended himself financially. Around this time, he said his state of mind going into fights completely changed. Yeah, he still wanted to win because he's a true fighter and all that good stuff, but he also in the back of his mind knew he had to win to pay these bills. Around the time he started feeling this financial pressure, he then went on a 4-fight losing streak, losing to Ricardo Lamas, Gabriel Benitez, Makwan Amirkhani, and Jordan Rinaldi, at which point he was released by the UFC. Knight getting cut came as a big shock to me because normally if you bring eyeballs, you can withstand some losses, even if, consecutive losses, and not get cut. No disrespect, but take a look at Mike Perry. The guy can't really seem to get a win right now, but because he's so interesting and crazy, people want to see him fight, he's still on the UFC roster. Not long after Knight gets cut by the UFC, he signs with Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. In April of 2019, he had his first fight with Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, and he fought Conor McGregor's training partner, Artem Lobov. Knight would go on to lose a unanimous decision to Lobov in a bloody war, and at this point, I'm just straight up depressed. I'm a huge Hick Diaz fan. Don't like seeing this. Thought when he went to Bare Knuckle, man, that means his MMA career's over. Things are not looking great right now. In November of 2019, he had a rematch against Artem Lobov in which he actually won via TKO. So that's some positive news in his little saga, but at the same time, I just want to see my guy back in MMA. But it turns out his situation wasn't as bad as I thought it was. In an interview, he said he was making star money, so he's getting paid. He said he learned his lessons, he's in a better financial situation, he opened a gym in his hometown, so he's getting things evened out and he seems like he's maturing. He then goes on to say that he's been prepping for his return to MMA. So while I was hopeful, I was kind of thinking, alright, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Then, no joke, as I'm making this video in July 2021, boom, the announcement comes. Jason Knight signs with the Professional Fighters League. Now, the PFL definitely isn't the UFC, but one could argue it's a top 3 fighting organization in the world. The PFL is a league run by former UFC legend Randy Couture and has signed big names such as Rory McDonald, Anthony Pettis, Fabricio Verdum, and more, legends of the sport. Now, they still haven't announced when his debut will be or who the opponent will be, but whenever that debut does come, if you're a fight fan, you better watch because when this guy gets locked in a cage, he's must-see TV. Thanks for watching.